What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another review here at Big Gold Bell Media. Today, we're going to talk about The Big Cigar, premiering on Apple TV Friday, May 17th. This, if you have seen the trailer already, then you probably already know a little bit about this series already. I was able enough to see the whole entire season, the 6 episodes. And just remind you, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'll just be giving my brief opinion about what I thought about the series. So The Big Cigar is an upcoming biographical drama thriller miniseries developed by Jim Hecht based on the 2012 Playboy article of the same name by Joshuah Bearman. The series actually was executively produced by Don Cheadle and directed by Don Cheadle and developed, of course, by Jim Hecht. Such an amazing series that they were able to put together with Apple TV and Warner Brothers Pictures. From beginning to end, each episode is about 40 minutes each. And of course, there are 6 episodes. The last episode finale will be premiering on June 14th. And it will be coming out weekly every Friday. But yeah, let's get back into it. So this is basically a story within a story, right? I mean, it is very much like Argo. Reminds me of that scenario. And it seems like the 1970s police were just not thinking about anything that was in plain sight, or just you could slip under the radar with honestly everything and anything at this point, because they weren't thinking about, hiding in plain sight. That wasn't a thing, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I just thought it was wild, this whole entire story and how they were able to convey it. But some of the actors, and the list goes on and on in here in this series. They have amazing acting. And of course, we have André Holland, who's playing Huey P. Newton, one of the founding fathers, or the founding father of the Black Panther Party. He's known for his roles in The Nick, as well as The Moonlight, and many more. Tiffany Boone, who's playing Gwen Fontaine, who is the love interest of Huey P. Newton, as well as his longtime girlfriend in real life. She's known for being on The Chi, as well as the Prime Video hit show Hunters, playing Roxy Jones, which is cosmetically, it's very similar to this character that she plays right now as Gwen Fontaine, but it's just a lot less shooting and kicking and punching. I feel like, there's a little bit more depth and background to this character because she is real in real life. And of course, Roxy Jones is fictional at the end of the day, but very similar to Foxy Jones. Pretty sure that was a pun that they decided to use in there. Of course, we also have Alessandro Novella, who's playing Bert Schneider. Just give you a little background on Bert Schneider. Bert Schneider actually was born to a wealthy Jewish family in New York City. And his father, Abraham Schneider, actually, the company of Columbia Pictures kind of just fell in his lap. So, Bert, being the middle child, was able to kind of contribute and kind of pave his own way through his father to become a director. Of course, if your dad is the head of Columbia Pictures, what are you going to do for work? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a director, even if I'm good or bad, but he has delivered a lot of cult classics over in the 1970s and kind of gave a really startup to a lot of different characters or actors and actresses, even, Richard Pryor, as well as Jack Nicholson in the 1970s, which was huge. And so this whole entire series kind of follows Huey P. Newton as he tries to evade the police for, of course, being accused for another crime that he has not committed on his own. And like I said, this isn't a spoiler. This is all in the trailer. So you get to see Huey P. Newton kind of running and trying to evade the police in the 1970s in the Oakland area of California, as well as the, I guess you could say the Bay or the Malibu area as well, where a lot of these directors actually live. He's looking for people to be able to help him, resources to be able to help him escape. Essentially, they really don't know what the plan is going to be and what they're going to do to help Huey get out of this situation. But having friends in higher places always does help. So he, averts his attention, as well as his efforts towards Bert Schneider, who was a longtime supporter of the Black Panther Party. Didn't know that at all, honestly. Like I said, this is a biographical drama. So there are dramatizations added into this series because we couldn't watch, Huey just sitting in a house the whole entire time, just like hiding. There had to be extra play, extra dialogue, things that could have happened that were, very interesting to the audience, like us. But it really adds icing on top of the cake for this series and really draws you in to the dynamics of these people. I'm not going to say characters because they are actual people. There are some, added fictional characters in this show. I'm pretty sure that don't actually pair up with a real life person. But for the most part, I mean, a lot of this is pretty accurate, honestly. So the big picture is that Bert Schneider gets this idea that, what, for us to be able to, for things to blow over, or, for Huey to get out of this situation, he has to escape. If he stays in the United States, they're most likely going to kill him because this will be his second time in jail. First time he was in jail, as we know in the history books, he actually was put into solitary confinement for almost 3 years. You can only imagine what that does to a person's mind, is being in solitary confinement for a few hours, right? No light, no sunshine. You're just in the hole. The hole is basically just a dark room with a little crack to be able to feed on a little tray. And I'm pretty sure that food wasn't great. He finally gets out of jail, and then we get to see Huey as a solidified, not just a face, but a star of the whole entire Black Panther party. He wants to use these cameras and this limelight to not only showcase the struggles of his community and what's going on, but also bring awareness to the world of not just African American people, but Americans all together, so that he's able to grab more resources and more funds for his people in Oakland to be able to help support them. So, of course, in doing so, Schneider kind of grabs this idea that, we have to get him out of this country, right? We're going back to that. They decide to, fake a movie. Nobody's going to check any type of information or any type of backgrounds if you're, doing a offsite shoot, or, doing a shot location film. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna pay these people straight out of cash and just do it like that. The series does get very, very tense. There are some crazy moments where, like, oh man, he's about to get caught. This is about to happen, but if you know the history books, then you know exactly what happens. There are a couple other characters that are very important in the show. Of course, we have Mark Machaka, who's actually playing Sidney Clark, who he's actually known for being an outsider as well as alone. This Sidney Clark character is a hippie undercover FBI agent who's working for J. Edgar Hoover, who is actually trying to divide the Black Panther Party and frame Huey because he is a threat to national security at this point. Who would have thought, right? And then also we have PJ Byron, or Bernie, sorry, who's playing Stephen Blonder, who is actually one of the partners of Bert Schneider. He is the money man. He's the guy to go to when you need stuff done. He's known for being in Rampage as well as in The Boys, the last season, matter of fact. So absolutely just amazing cast. The music really takes you back into the 1970s. I am obviously an 80s baby, and I don't know nothing about that, people would say, but I know enough to know that this is some good music and there's some good times that we're sharing and watching on here. There are some celebrities that you do see some depictions of them in the show, which I thought was really cool because the actors that played them are really good on here. They're doing such an amazing job. And I was really surprised. I wouldn't say surprised. I would say I was taken back at how well they were nailing these characters, honestly. But yeah, the story really just dives into deep into this escape plan, into getting Huey out of the country and taking him to Cuba. There are some hang-ups, as well as there are some plot twists, of course, like any dramatized biographical thriller, which I think were not over compelling, but also very captivating when it pulls you into really relating to these people and what they're really going through. But I thought it was such a great show. If I had to rate it right now, I would say out of 5, I'm going to give it a 4.5. It is that good. I think a lot of people are going to be really surprised at home, and I hope you guys get to really check it out. So yeah, take the time. Make sure you go check out The Big Cigar, premiering on Apple TV Friday, May 17th. If you guys like more content just like this, make sure you check us out at biggoldbellmedia.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you'll be the first one to know about new content that we drop on a week-to-week basis. Until next time, peace.